Hey, welcome to Be So Light. My name is Felicia, as well as Niana, as well as Priestess Makala. Welcome to Be So Light. So, I showed up at noon, and we have lots to talk about. Now, I'm getting ready to get into some territory here, and the reason why I titled it the way I did is because it's the truth. Okay, it is the truth. And I can speak from this from personal experience. All right. What I'm getting ready to talk about. So, so today, first of all, let me start off with yesterday. Yesterday was things that were missing showed up. Things that were missing. Pieces of paper, information that I was looking for, could not find it dug through everything. All of a sudden I go into this folder of yesterday that I went into few days back, nothing, go into this folder, and there it is, sitting there. I'm like, well, wait a minute. I would have saw this last time when I went into this folder. It would have been sitting right there. Why is it I open it up and it's sitting right there? Okay. Then a couple months ago, I think it was in November, first week of November, I had lost the corner end to one of my septum piercing. And it was the same one I'm wearing right now. It was the color one. So I said, oh, shoot, now I can't find it. I went through everything, bed, bathroom area, floor, carpet, looked down everything. Okay. Have vacuumed this room several times. All right. Couldn't find it. Now, just yesterday, Kitty's laying down in front of the heater thing here. I look down and I see something shiny. I look, there's the missing cap to the one that I just put away. And I said, oh, well, I'll just go buy me another one. And it's just laying right there, like right there. Can't miss it. It's shiny, it's laying right there. I'm like, wait a minute. I walked through here how many times? I would have saw that. I would have felt it. Never saw it. And then all of a sudden, just right there, it's just laying right there. Kind of like how my ceremony one, when the cap came off, and I couldn't find it. So I knew I had to go ahead and take it out because it was still linked to older energy, the medicine that everything came undone. So I'm like, okay, time to move on, get rid of this one and get ready for the new medicine that's coming in. All right, so let that go. Same thing, month later, not only was it in the doorway of the bathroom on the floor, but there was a little piece of like paper next to it to make sure that I would see it. And I'm like, why is this paper here? And I look and there's the cap, the end cap again. And I'm like, okay. All right. So things that comes up missing. So now I've been listening to everybody talking in astrology, saying, "Oh, be aware that this is going to be one of those moments where people from your past will come up and they'll just pop in. Haven't heard from them in a while or 2 years or whatever, and all of a sudden they just gonna show up and start texting you." Yep, old boyfriend sending me a text. I'm like, who is this? Finally, he tells me who he is, and I'm like, oh, kind of figured. And then another one, a week and a half later, not a boyfriend, but someone I know, sends me a text. And I'm like, huh, interesting. Very interesting. So I'm waiting for the big one. I'm waiting for the one that's going to require some energy. Like this person, if this happens this year, I am so gonna probably, I don't know, I think I might ascend right away to the stars because I just wonder if this person is going to try to get in contact with me for something. Something's gonna be needed. They're gonna try to get in contact with me. Hmm, plot thickens. All right. So anyway, just be, be aware, everyone, that there's gonna be contact, you know, gives a whole new meaning to contact, doesn't it? Um, and then I'm walking past my crystal altar and I'm like, something's calling out to me. And I see my opal. When I first got it, it was really green, didn't have so much of the striation of this going on in it. I look down today and it's full on doing this. And I'm like, what the hell is going on with you? And it's doing it on the back. And I'm like, what the heck is going on with you? What's happening with you? What are you doing? Hello, hello. I have no idea what's going on. I feel like the word I'm hearing, I'm metamorphosizing. I'm changing. Okay. As long as you stay as a crystal, we're good to go. So, how do I jump into this? Ooh. Well, there's no way to do it. Here we go. So, I came across something that my eyeballs was partaking in, and I was watching it. And I was watching how all these women were on this platform, and there was this man talking, and I'm like, okay, there's no other. Okay, there's another guy, but there's no other. Okay, all these women are sitting here. All right. So this topic comes up, and this woman asks this question of this man and says, I want to know why I feel like every time when certain men get with me, and then when they leave me, they're doing well, they're doing successful, they're on a business, they're thriving, everything, and I'm depleted. And this has not happened once, but this has happened to me a couple times with certain men. They don't have anything coming into the relationship, but then when they're with me, when they leave me, they're thriving. They're business oriented. They finish up stuff. They're with another person. They're doing good. And so the guy tells her, she says, I feel like they're taking something from me. And so I sat up and I was like, yeah, they're taking something from you. This other gentleman, this man, tells her, oh, well, you have to change your way of thinking. You're thinking that someone's taking something away from you. You have to you have to know that nobody's taking anything from you. You have to know that. So this is where I come on, and I'm going to say this from a woman's point of view, a sundancer's point of view, a priestess point of view, a galactic spiral light priestess point of view, and one who has experienced this point of view. And I know when I say this, those of you that have experienced this, you're going to say, "Oh yeah." You're going to literally start going through the list of men that you have gotten involved with that came to the table with nothing. Okay. They didn't have their money going on. They were emotionally shambled and bankrupt. They lost everything. They were down in the shambles. But when they got with you, because you were thriving, you had a business going on, you had your money going on, you were using your womanly magic, your power between your legs, and how you anchor that, you create it with. You're whipping it up all over the place. You're doing good. But then you get with Scalwag, ain't got nothing going on, not even his warriorship. He's broken. He comes, he lays with you, he starts extracting your goodness, he starts pulling it in from self. Some do it knowingly, others don't know they're doing it. Okay. The ones that know that they're doing it knowingly are usually your medicine men, magical men. They know. They know how to get a little extra something, something to get their power going, or to manifest that business, or to manifest that money that they are looking for, or to manifest that car that they want. Hell, even to manifest another woman if they want. One that they want to actually get married to and have kids with. You're just a step to that. And I figured like this: if he hasn't put a ring on it, hasn't wanted to commit to you yet, and you're going on 3, 4, 5 years later, I don't see how any woman sticks with that. I don't understand that process. But yet and still, he's taking out and test driving you anytime he wants. That's not okay. Especially now where we're going. That's not okay. And this is gonna hit home with a lot of you. And men, if you're listening to this, no disrespect, but this is why I am so hard on men about stepping up in your warriorship, being your warrior. We need you now. Step up in your power. Why are you laying up on a woman to take care of you? You should be that warrior for her, making sure she's protected, making sure she's your partner. She's your divine partner. Period. Now, women, if you're allowing some guy to come in and lay up on you and then draining you, and then after he's done depleting you, he takes off and leaves, and now he's soaring. Now he's doing good for himself. Where does that leave you? Because let me tell you, I did that. I did that with my husband. I was very successful already in my nursing. I was doing my thing. I was all into this, so egotistical, arrogant back in that day. Oh, I want to be Kaiser nurse. Once I got into Kaiser, it was okay. I've already done it. Oh, I want to be a Davis nurse. I want to be a California Davis nurse. I want to work in, I want to be UC Davis nurse. That's what I want to be. Okay, once I got into that, I saw that. I was like, "Mm." you know, all because of status quo. So you can say, yeah, I work at Davis. I'm a licensed nurse there. Da, 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 da. What was I thinking? Nothing. Just following the so-called things that you do when you get into that be status quo. So you think that you have made it and you're doing good for yourself and blah blah blah. Whatever. Anyway, don't let those jaws fall when you become ill and then you're trying to have medical coverage to take care of yourself and then you can't afford the copay coverage because you're no longer working at the place and then they hurry up and try to get rid of you because they don't want to give you the benefits that you need to take care of yourself because you were taking care of sick people and now you're depleted from all your doubles and all your working holidays and working all your weekends. And you're wondering why your body's breaking down. So, back to the men thing. So, she's thinking to herself that she's the problem. It's her thought process. That she's just thinking that these men are just taking stuff from her and it's her problem. No, honey, they are taking something from you. This is why they say this words of behind every successful man there's a wonderful woman. There's a beautiful woman. Yeah, this woman has her power. This woman has her juice. This woman has her boom boom. She uses it to create with. And then you get someone that gets with you and starts depleting you of that. My life went downhill fast after four years of marriage, and then 5 years of displacement emotionally after being with someone that was abusive, you know, and getting out of that relationship. It was like, wow, this was hiding. Interesting, you know. So my life went down fast. And then this is when I went through the dark night of the soul. This is when I went through the getting back on my feet, rebuilding and reestablishing myself, really finding out I'm really not in love with nursing anymore. After a few surgeries, I came back different. I was like, that just doesn't feel like me. I'm supposed to be doing my healing work. This person I was with got jealous of me being in my healing work because he wasn't doing it. He didn't like the attention I was getting. He didn't like the fact that people were coming and I was able to help them, and he didn't like that. Well, it's cutting into our time. I said, well, we already had our time. Now I need to be of service for the people. It was always a disruption. He always wanted to disrupt what I was doing. Okay. Thank the heavens I got that lesson. I'm not with that person anymore. Thank you. Hard ass lesson, but thank you. And now, because I broke all the soul contracts and got rid of that, I'm not coming back ever to do any work with him again in another timeline. Effing told him no. This is it. You didn't bring your ass to the light this go around, and you didn't sign up like we were supposed to be. This is it. We're done. No more going back through the past, trying to fix it, trying to repair it. No, we're not doing that. You will not come on board as a soulmate, nor will you show up as a twin flame for me. Period. This is it. Done with you. Okay? You have to know when you got the lesson. Okay? And if you're feeling depleted after you've been with a man and you're tired and he's getting up, da 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 da, da, I feel like I can take on the world. Yeah, he's depleting your ass. He's extracting. He's pulling from you. He's bathing in your yoni juice and pulling it in and using it. Straight up. That's what it is. Now, in the days of doing Sundance, because Sundance in a lot of Native traditions were done by the men. And if the women came in to do any kind of dance, they were like, no, you get out of that, da 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 da. And sometimes they would have to dance if the person, the man that was supposed to dance, fall ill, had drinking issues, whatever it was, and they couldn't do it. That woman would go and dance in place of that, in place of that person, holding that space. And this is how it's been known now when women do Sundance. we are looked upon as the supported energy for the men so that they can do their ceremony. They can do their giveaway of themselves. They can get tethered. They can do their tethered, break free from the pole. I say this because I did not appreciate how this person made this woman feel like it was her. Her thinking, oh well, you don't want to feel like, you know, don't let yourself feel like you're the one, you know, you're the one thinking that someone's taking something from you. You've got to change your way of thinking. No, 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 no. Men who are medicine men, they know this. They know. They literally sit around, especially if you're new to the circle and you're going to come and do a sweat. They're already scanning to see who they can latch on to and pull some extra energy from. They're already scanning. If they find out that you are full of energy and you haven't been doing anything with anybody, you kind of like kept that closed up and locked down, not letting letting it go out there, they are ready to perch on you energetically. And I literally, and this is how I learned this. I learned this from a grandmother, and then I learned this from a grandfather of medicine. Both taught me this. The grandmother taught me how they look for you, and then the grandfather said how they sense you. And he literally told me, he says, I'm going to sit you over in west, a little bit in between west and north, right there. I'm not going to sit you over in south because you are already full of fire. You're already full of that energy. And he just kind of looked at me. He goes, I can sense it. You don't mess around. You don't go out and sleeping around with men. Somebody has to mean a lot to you before you do that. They go, yeah, I don't go do that. That's how I am. He goes, yeah, that's powerful. he just kind of kept nodding his head. He goes, that's powerful. You're walking with that power. I go, yep. So I say this because if you are a woman that's experiencing this and you are with a man that's down on his energy luck, I'm not talking about the ones that just lost their job and they're just they were successful and now they lost it. I'm talking about the ones that know damn well they could be doing better. Those are the ones I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones that just sit on their butts and they are okay doing a mediocre job because they get the pussyfoot around with drinking and socializing with their friends on their jobs afterwards and hanging out, and then they come back to your place trying to act like they're doing something, but you are watching them and they're not being supportive. They're draining you. They're draining your bank account. They're not making enough money to even help out with the bills, to be a partner. Hell, they might not even be a divine alignment. Let's just get real. If you are tolerating this and they're not bringing nothing to the table, they call it a door for a reason with a knob. You pull it, it opens, it closes it. Open it up, tell that person to step through that door and close it. Thank you very much. Bye. Or either you stay with it thinking when it'll change. God forbid, don't marry it. Because if you marry it, they're showing you what they're like right now before you marry it. Okay, mine was interesting. He was a welder, like to burn up stuff and weld stuff. Mm. Okay. So happy I'm not with that being anymore. Very happy about that. um, but you need to really look at this, okay? You need to really pay attention to this. And don't make no excuses for this man because he's pulling off of you, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. And then after he depletes you, his ass is gonna get up and say, well, this has been nice. It's been fun. I'm gone. I'm on to the next person. Oh, look, I opened up my book. Oh, look, I just wrote that song. Oh, look, I just wrote that book. Oh, look, I'm traveling the world. Oh, we're going to get married. Oh, now I got 5 kids. I'm living the life. And then you sit back and say, but when you were with me, and then after you got everything you want, you left. Yeah. So if you have this energy going on with you right now, take your power back. Take it back. And those of you, men and women, that are not out there sleeping around, good for you. Good for you because that's a lot of energy. When you sleep with someone, you're sleeping with everyone that they slept with energetically. Did they get cleaned up in between that? Did it take their spiritual cleanups and spiritually, did the woman do her yoni herbal cleansings and stuff before she went on to the next partner? As she's collecting along the way and you're going in there, yay! Putting your staff all in there. It's like, is it a divine alignment? You know? Then there's the priestesses who are here for a bigger service, who are here for a bigger reason. We're very picky about who we're going to sleep with. I'm definitely very picky right now. With all the stuff that's going on, I don't want any of that. Oh, no reservations here. No, no. So, I don't know why I said that. No reservations. No. That's a good one. No reservations. um, so you really, you have to. For me, I'm very no. I don't care how good looking you are. That's nice, but I'm gonna see what you bring to the table because I don't want to be the one that's trying to hold your butt up, and I'm trying to keep myself going. That makes no sense. Now, if you're married and something befalls your loved one, I get that. That's a partnership. Okay. I totally support that 100% for better, for worse, and richer and poorer. Sickness and health. Okay. I totally support that. But don't let it go to the point to where they never do anything. They never got back up. They just stayed down. Because that takes a toll on a relationship too. Okay. So in Gene Key, I'm gonna bring this up. I brought it up before. Gene Key number 55. And I remember when I first read Gene Key number 55, I was just like, holy crap. This is some serious, serious stuff. It's the dragonfly's dream. It goes through everything. It goes through the great change in the sixth race. This chapter is almost like reading Revelations in the Bible. Just reading this is one of the biggest chapters out of the whole Gene Key book. So It says the manifestation right here. Notice I have it all outlined. It says the marriage of the sacred couple. Okay. And this is the individual I and the beginning of the age of the collective we. We, the union. And it's all about how these sacred marriages will have an unbelievable energy field around them. In fact, they will be at the core of the whole new communities. Such experiences will herald the end of the sexuality as we know it today because the same genetic force that repels the sexes in is the force responsible for mating. In other words, the human sexual force will gradually be sublimated into creative and higher consciousness. Over time, this means that the population of our planet will go through a steady and constant decline. What's happening right now? hmm Relationships breaking apart, things are happening, people are leaving, relationships declining because it's time to have that divine partnership alignment. That's what we're stepping into because that represents the whole frequency of a we and us community energy. It holds and anchors that as a core. Now, if you have someone that is not showing up and they're not doing their part, that's broken energy. Broken families, children have nobody, everything's on the woman or the man to do everything because it's a broken relationship. Okay. So if you are experiencing this, yes, that person is taking from you. And on another note, be aware of certain medicine people. Be aware of these medicine men. You might be goo goo gaga overing and saying, oh, they're so powerful. And they got their eye on you because they know you don't know what you carry, what your power is. And when you know who you are and you walk with that, you walk in that divinity of yourself, it makes you less likely to fool, play games with. And like I said, a woman that stands in the power of herself, the way you know you're in your power is when certain men come around you and they can't handle being in your space. They stay afar. They don't want to be around you because they know you can see into them. They know you can see what shenanigans that they're doing. You can see their shadow games, their lies, their deceptions. So they will go through all things to avoid being in a space by themselves with you, avoiding contact because they know you can see. They don't want that energy getting out. They don't want you telling their secrets. And I know that for a fact because I have quite a few men that will not come up in my space because they know they doing wrong. They know they holding shenanigans. Totally know. And totally avoid it. They won't come up in your space because they know you see them. Okay. So let's take a look at a card for today. I'm going to pull from the Sacred She Tarot. And then I'm going to pull from the Oracle Daphilia. It's kind of interesting to bring this up because, I just could not sit there and put up with that the way he said that to her, making it sound like it was her fault. Oh, she's misinterpreting it. No, no, no. It's real, and they do that. And this is why you really got to be cautious when you go to these medicine places, when you go and do ceremonies. You got to be cautious because these particular men are always hunting, looking for where they can draw and tap into, you know, and they will do it. I know for a fact. I've had to fight in the astral realm who were coming at me. Think just because they banned me from coming around their fire because I could see too much and they didn't like it. Then going to attack me later. Yeah, it was on. First time I felt that, I was like, oh hell no, wait, oh you gonna come up? All right, come on up. I got some for you. Told him up. And her seeing him after the last fight in the astral, gone. Don't mess with me. All right. Accumulate, consult, connect, convey, medium. hmm Being in power. Being in power. Look at the two wolves sitting next to her. Look at that. I like that. That's pretty. Okay, and then the card, liberation. Ooh, we got the XX. Yeah, that X thing is going on. I watched yesterday um, on YouTube, and it was Valari in Las Vegas, and it was Christina Aguilera. She was performing. I guess she performed on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, and she was doing a show there. And I thought it was kind of interesting, but I kept looking at her and I was just trying to figure out if that was the real Christina Aguilera. And then I was kind of like, is it someone imitating her? Was it her? Is it him? We got to ask nowadays. And then, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Then, I mean, take a look at it. They had the whole show on here. Just type it out. Then I went online and I was just kind of skimming through. And you know how they do the stars who are no longer with us, stars who passed away in the year 2023. I was watching this, and I'm just watching it. I don't have it on or anything, just watching it scroll up. And in January of 2023, there was so many of them gone, stars gone. It was like so many of them, days apart, a day on the same day. Like we lost a whole bunch of people supposedly. Now here's my thought. I know some of them passed away, and then I know some of them might that name of whatever star they were had to die. Because I look at everything when they talk about the strike and all that, and I'm like, no, there was no strike. There was a lot going on behind the scene. Everybody was being questioned. Okay, nothing was going on. It was all down. So I'm just like, And then I said, well, another thing too, in order to get out of some contracts, that name, that pseudo name that they're under in Hollywood has to come down, it has to be dissolved. You're no longer going to be known as that person. So that one's dead, you know. So I kind of look at that from that perspective. That's just my kind of mind, how I look at that. And then there was several of the ones that I knew that were really dead. I could tell their energy; they were really dead. Um, that had died either a day before their birthday, died in the same month of their birthday, and died or died a day after their birthday. And that energy was present more around September some November and October energy. And I was just looking at that and I was like, oh, wow, that person passed away. I didn't know that person passed away. Oh, wow, that person passed away. I didn't know that person passed away. You know, so the ones that I know are going to be leaving, um, I keep seeing the guy who played in Die Hard, the main actor for Die Hard, and Reds. I keep seeing his face because he's gotten really dementia and has gone down really fast. And I said he's gonna go. This will be his out. And then I'm looking at um, even I saw um, Stallone's face popped up really quick. I don't know if he's gonna go through something, but I was like, wow. So we'll see what happens with this eight energy, how it's going to be doing this, because this is going to be some people's exit time. They're going to want to just go ahead and just skedaddle, you know. But I just wanted to hop on here and really kind of look at that and say, yeah, you got to really pay attention to where your energy is going and don't let people pull from you in that way, you know. And I'm not just saying men can do this, women can do it too, especially if you got a sorceress, dark hearted woman out there who likes to leech into other women's power and be messing with them. And this is when you start having dreams about the person. This is when you see like black cats coming up into your space and they're not normal looking, weird attacks on you. Women also can be very tricky and attacking other women because of their power. So, one thing for a fact, know this: when you're in the astral plane and when you're in certain dream setting, you can control it. Just remember that. Always say, wait, this is a dream. I can control this. And someone's attacking you in that dream and they keep coming back doing the same method, you can confront them. You can take them down. And you can automatically say, this is my world. This is my dream. You came in here. Now your ass is grass. There you go. So know that. It's when you're not aware and when you don't know and when you fall into this category of thinking it's your fault. Bull crap. Not your fault. It's just you just lined up with someone that just wasn't on the right frequency. He downloaded all your frequency stuff and pulled from you, and now he's up and running. You're depleted. Okay? Just make note of that. Pay attention to that. And just be aware when you go around these circles, going to these medicine circle, and you got these medicine men, they have to have integrity. If there's certain words coming out of their mouth that are degrading, that's not integrity. I would be like questioning if I should be in that energy with those people. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what they're running in their medicine. That might create a problem with you further down the line. And you be trying to wreck your brain, trying to figure out why you're having all these mishaps and things happening to you. Could it be that you were in some energy that might not have been good? Did you dissect that? Did you look at that? Who was not walking right when you went there and you saw something you should have left, but you decided to stay? We get that a lot. Oh, I should have left, but I stayed. Mm, You know, I've left a lot of sweat lodges if the energy felt weird, or I didn't sweat at all if the energy felt off. I wouldn't go sweat because I stayed in a lodge one time and went into one when two lodge members were arguing with each other on how to pour. One was pouring from a Cherokee point of view, and another one was pouring from um, a Lakota point of view, and they both were arguing before going into the lodge. And man, when that water hit the stones, you could see that anger come up. I saw that, and I was like, "Oh hell, what the hell is he putting on the rocks? You put that stuff on the rocks, you're giving it to the people." Then you wonder why, when you leave the lodge, why you don't feel right, why you feel sick, why you don't, you know, yeah, they're not walking right. Don't be sitting up in there. Don't be getting that medicine because it is. It's not medicine. It's not done in a good way. That's how that is. You know, you have to be mindful, especially nowadays. You have to pay attention. Just because they're a medicine person doesn't mean that they walk in a right way. They walk in a good way. Don't fall for that. What's their intention? How is their integrity? That way, when I do a lodge, yeah, it's gonna be hot. Cause I'm. If you can make it through my lodge, you're good to go. You know you run a hot lodge when you have your own abuela tells you to open the door because you're making it too hot. I'm like, but it's only just the first round. She said, open the door. Ah, those were the good old days. But I'm gonna wrap this up now. Please take a look. Take a look and see where you're standing with yourself. You know, what's happening in your home? Where are you giving your energy to? Where is it running off to? What's happening? Are you tired? Are you feeling drained? Especially after you get with each other. If you are not coming together in a tantric way and you're really pulling in energies, you're using the elements, you're connecting heart and spirit, everything together, you're both are on the same page, manifesting a beautiful outcome together. That's divine alignment. That's creation. That's beauty. That's not depletion. That's fulfillment on both sides. Both of you walk away and you're like in this ray of, oh, I feel so good. Both are complete. You feel good. And then you watch what you manifest come into fruition like that. Is it a home? Is it a business opportunity? Is it a car? Is it money that you needed for something? Boom, sex magic comes into place. Because when you really think about it, the woman is going to give birth to the energy of it. She gives birth physically, she'll give birth to the energy of it. She makes that sacred space so it comes in and anchors in. So the two come together. One is sending and one is receiving. The energy, boom, magic happens. Bringing life into form of creation, from creation. Bringing life to a reality. That's what you want to be in alignment with. Everything else, unless it's just for fun and whatever, but you got to be mindful now. We're on a whole different playing field. And just because somebody can get up there and spill all their blah, 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 say all their stuff doesn't mean that they're necessarily right. especially when it comes to woman medicine. Because if it's a man saying it, he's not a woman. He does not know of these ways. He's coming from a man's point of view. Just like if a woman was trying to say something about how she's going to lead men. No, you cannot, because you're not a man. You can pick a man to be that, but you cannot you're not a man. What how can you teach a man medicine if you're not that man? You don't know what that is. If you never walked in the essence of a man to teach that. Now, yeah, you can bring it from a past life, but we're talking about in the present. Okay. So just wanted to share that. Take what works with you, what doesn't work with you, what sounds good, what doesn't sound good. Sounds like a bunch of malarkey, fine, whatever. But point of the matter is, I came here and I spoke my truth because I said it from things that I've experienced and how I had to handle it. Okay. And stop leaving the door open for your scallywags to come in here and live off of you. Stop it. Stop doing it. Because as long as they know they can keep doing it, they're going to keep thinking that they can come through that door anytime they want and give you some sad song and dance. And they still have the same behavior of why they have the issues going on now of what's going on with them. Okay. All right. I've spoken. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good to yourself. I have some clients to get in contact with, see how they're doing after their elemental spiral light treatment. Yeah, plot thickens. Just got upgraded to a whole new level. All right, lovelies, be good to yourself. Much love. Be so light. Like and subscribe. Bye.